So very warm welcome. We are on Why Don't You Cheer for the New Year? I think this is number 37 of our Why Don't You series. So we're coming up for our 40th anniversary.
Nearly as old as me.
So very warm welcome, everybody. It's a smaller panel than usual. Sorry, apologies from Sammy.
Speak for yourself, Fiona.
She can't
Me and
make
Kevin here are quite tall.
So,
Ali's quite tall as well.
I'm glad that nobody's speaking over me because it does make it rather awkward. Terry.
That would never happen, Fiona, don't worry.
All right, then, Terry.
No, what?
What does this mean to you then?
No, I was third, I was second last.
What does this mean to you, Terry? Why don't
Well,
you?
Fiona is first, you are second last, so you go ahead. That's it.
No one asked you, Ellie.
You always get in that trap, I know that.
Otherwise, I'll have to ask you all to mute because we need a little bit more sense because it's quite frustrating, I think, when people are watching online. Hopefully,
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. What's the question again?
What does this mean for you, Terry?
What, the cheer for the new year?
Yeah, new year. What is it?
It means positivity. It means looking forwards. It means, that. Looking forward with positivity and embracing new challenges. And yeah, that almost sounded quite good. Almost sounded quite good.
It did. It did. Neil, what's it for you?
For me, it's the same sort of things as Terry, but mainly it's looking to see if I've won the Global Business Excellence Awards in the new year. So,
like last year.
Like last year, yeah.
Yeah, that's repetitive, though, Neil. Yeah, no.
Global.
It is. Going global. It's wonderful. Kev?
Me is just about celebrating, isn't it? Coming to, thinking back to what we've done and then looking forward and just going, whatever situation you're in, there's always can be positivity in the new year, and just how we're going to take it forward, being positive. Because I think just looking at the people here, there is so much people can offer each other that would be really interesting to see or question it later. What people can offer people, and it doesn't have to cost money. And that's what I think some things we could look at in the new year as well.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's me.
Absolutely. I didn't get any kind of notification about what Sammy would have wanted to say. So apologies for that. I'm sure she would have said something. I'm just thinking about all the exciting things that are coming. It's just with the news that we've had today, it does tend to make people think a little bit less positively. However, when I think back, this time last year, would we have thought we'd all be sitting in front of our screens on a Zoom, having done 37 now, 37 Why Don't Yous out there live on Faceache. It is an exciting thing that we're doing. Exciting things coming up too.
I think exciting thing and positive thing, and everything depends on you. I shared this article on my newsfeed, which is about Nostradamus, the French philosopher. He predicted the zombies gonna come out in 2021, and the virus is gonna be different, and everything's gonna go wrong, and the earth is gonna crash, and he predicted so much things. It's on my feed. You can go and see it. But I'm very positive about 2021 because literally 100 years ago, there's a reason why I joined this panel, because I want everybody to see this. I always wanted to be instead of my dad, because I told my dad he lost a lot of opportunity to build a lot of wealth for himself because he didn't use his time properly. And he was in a boom time. Now we are entering in a V-shaped economy recession, which is the best recession ever, right? We dropped down very fast. We are all the way at the bottom, and the only way now is up. It's going to be lots of nice things happening. Next 10 years is time for somebody. If somebody wants to build wealth, build money, build businesses, it's going to be the best time ever, right? But people can't see it. People just see this downfall we had, and everybody's feeling depressed, feeling down. It's amazing. The next 10 years is going to be amazing. And it only happened 100 years ago. And that the reason people don't see it because nobody was there 100 years ago. But if you read the history of the economy, you're going to realize what time we are in. All of you, if you are using your time, everybody who's watching this, you are in for surprise. You can't do everything you expected your mom and dad do, and they didn't do, or they didn't use their time properly. You can do it.
Oh, well, I think that's certainly what the next Why Don't You is all going to be about. It's all about motivation. Trouble with motivation is like all these things. Where does that come from? And this is why we're really thinking about cheering the new year in, especially with what's been going on. I hope one of you is looking at the Facebook live feeds just to check if anything else is going on. Terry's
I've been trying to find it, Fiona. I can't find it.
live on my. Well, it's because Sammy shares it everywhere. Linda, do you know how to share it? Share it everywhere like Sammy does.
I can't even find it.
Is it not there? Yeah, it says we're live on Facebook. I'll share it everywhere later. I can't do it from here, not very easily. But this is the thing, when we don't have team members, we need other team members with additional skills. We need training from Sammy. I don't think I can manage to do it. I know how to share it, but I can't do everything. I can't do anything, but I can't do everything either. I wonder then, Linda or Ian, have you got any plans specifically for the upcoming year? Linda?
I haven't got anything specific, but I've got lots of things that I need to think about.
Never.
Unless some major, wonderful business opportunity comes my way, I'm going to retire, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be.
No.
Careful,
It could be a joy. It could be a joy. Do you look forward to it?
What's that?
Would you look forward to retiring?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting good practice at the moment.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Quite nice.
Used to it, yeah. Yeah, I've been spoiled rotten this Christmas. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it, and it's quite nice that nobody else is working as well. I don't feel so guilty.
Yeah. No, that's right.
It's quite nice.
Yeah. No, it's good that you've got options. You have got options.
Mm-hmm.
So the motivation one might be a good one for you later. Then.
Yeah, it might be actually. Yeah.
Number 38. 14th of January. That one.
14th
of January. At 6:30. Same thing in the evening, 6:30. But we may still be, sitting here. Ian, what were you going to say? Or nothing?
No, obviously going to be my first year independent, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it is. That's so exciting. So we've got lovely Linda thinking about I might be stopping it, and you're just starting it. Just the world's your oyster.
Lobster.
The world's your lobster. I'm glad Phil's going to say something. I can tell by his.
Yeah, no, just that really. Keep building the website up and just doing what I'm doing, really.
Yeah. Well, because you do collect things. You do collect things that you like from everywhere else, which I think and it keeps you going, doesn't it? So something I do know of you is that you do. You like information with your little piles. Oh, that was about 6 months ago. That's the 6 months ago place on the pile. So it is there. Fabulous.
How come he's sitting down, Kev, with little piles?
We're not going there. We're not going there.
Okay.
It was when she went, the piles are this big. I went,
oh, yeah. Poor Ian.
Well, he showed me his piles because of my ex-career, you know, the first career nursing. You know, people always think I'm interested in that sort of stuff. Phil,
You used to work with eggs, Fiona.
change the subject. I haven't even had anything yet. I'm
Yeah,
still.
Ian, if you want lobster, they're over that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, I think sort of this time last year, I don't think anybody expected this, and come about mid-April, it was like drawing a line under everything that I'd already been doing, and like it just gave me time to look and see what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to get rid of, and gave me a chance also to look at anything new I wanted to bring in. So it's just, it gave me the time to have a complete change. Yeah, so that's what this whole thing has done to me. So I'm looking forward to 2021 when we can finally get cracking again, to just pushing on. So yeah, that's me, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, thank you, Phil. Teresa.
I think for me, it's going to be about walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So, you know, there's stuff that I want to do and there's stuff that I'm sort of in the middle of doing, and then sort of I sort of go for it sporadically, and then, you know, sort of peaks and troughs. The last lockdown, I was really involved in lots of different CPD stuff, and sort of, you know, I seem to be on Zoom more than I was in bed. And then sort of since we started up again, everything's sort of taken a little bit of a backseat, and it's sort of been more about trying to get myself a little bit more organised and maximise the amount of time we were able to be out on the road and with customers. Managed to secure my first PDI, so that's awesome. But we can't, well, we're looking to start next week, which obviously may have to take a slightly different slant. So we've been discussing sort of Zooming and things like that, but, you know, that's a positive, which I'm looking forward to. And then there's other things. I've got sort of thumbs in pies. I've just got to sort of make things happen. And sort of then, you know, at the moment I'm in not necessarily a trough. I'm feeling fairly positive today. You know, I put in a post about, you know, this is a bit cack, isn't it? But you know, got my health, got a roof over my head, food on the table. People my nearest and dearest are fine as it stands at the moment, and I've just got to sort of try and keep hold of that, and then look at the fact that this will end. It might be slightly adapted, but it will come to, you know, a more positive conclusion. And it's just grabbing hold of those thoughts. So yeah, just trying to keep my head up above. I like swimming. I don't like glugging water. So
absolutely. No, I've seen you glugging. It doesn't look like water, Teresa. Nice. In a second, Ali, we're going to go Kev first because he did his hand first.
I'm just going to, you know, there seems to be sort of like this announcement today that the tier 4s and all that sort of stuff are coming in. So we also hear a lot about people where they now can't do stuff. So my question is then, how can we now, coming into the new year, still bring that positivity when we can't do what we normally do? Does that sound right? Like, yeah. What can you do then? You can't do this, but what can you do in simple terms?
Yeah, excellent. Anyone got an answer to Kev?
Ali has.
Well, Ali has his own thing to say as well.
Well done, Kev. Asking the right question. That's a very important, but we keep asking the wrong question from ourselves, and that's why we keep getting the wrong answer. It's all about that question we ask from ourselves. You mentioned something on your LinkedIn about the plan, and I just want to show you, this is my plan, 178 pages. I wrote it 14 years ago. I live on the last 5 minutes of life, like, right? I'm ready to, I'm a very positive person. I'm looking forward to live another 100 years, but I don't know what's going to happen to life. I might even don't wake up tomorrow morning. So I have a plan for me not waking up tomorrow morning, so what my son can do, right? Now, also, I have a plan. Now, I'm looking at the page, which is to do with the 2030. I was supposed to launch my new business of teaching my skill on Forex 2030. The reason I wrote down here, because of the confidence. You need to be more confident you are good enough to teach people. I was gonna put this 10 years ahead because of my confidence. But because of the COVID, I had to pivot. I had to launch it more early, and people like Terry and other people, you know, they supported me. They launched this business, and we got it running. Now this year, the plan, which was for 2031, to get it accredited, to give qualification to people, level 5 and 6. I brought this plan 10 years early, pivoted. Instead of wait for the next 10 years, I just start doing it now. I have to.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I just have to change the pages. Instead of 2031, right? 2021.
Yeah. If you have it within you, this is fantastic. It only works for you though, Ali. You can't give unless you sell it, in which case I'll have some, please. But we can't sell it, can we? We can't sell. Would anyone else buy a bit of Ali's enthusiasm and positivity?
No, you can't. No, you have to have it within you. You have to look forward to life. You know, you talking to somebody who was very depressed 15 years ago. If you would have asked me what color you like, I wouldn't even know what color. The taste of the food didn't have no taste for me. And I was against all faith, against all religion. Anybody say to me, you have to have hope, I used to say, forget about hope. There is no hope. Who's Santa? Who's Christmas? Who's this? But I realized by changing my mindset, I can change everything. It took me 5 or 6 years to change my mindset, to think positively. But you know, that's what we have to do. The first step is what Trezla just made. She just made a point. She said, I have a gratitude. The first thing, if you would have asked me 15 years ago, what are you grateful for? I would say, I have nothing to be grateful for. But then I realized I have family, I have kids, you know, I have a roof over my head, right? I woke up today morning. I realized it took me a long time practicing to be able to be grateful. Be grateful and then ask for more, and it will happen.
I think it does make a difference. But this is the motivation one that we're doing next time. Today we're really looking at, because I thought that was wonderful. We had a little one, 2 seconds, Terry, because it was because I'm going back to what Kev was talking about, when people got so much done during lockdown number 1, and we don't reflect back on how much we got done during lockdown number 1. But it was a really interesting Why Don't You, where lots of people were saying what they got done, and there were interesting things within the news thread. I got instructions when I got handed this: don't drink it all at once. So goodness only knows what's in it.
Do it, Rihanna, do it, do
it. Terry, you were going to say something.
Yeah, do it, do it, do it.
Yeah, I am, I promise.
In one.
No,
you're watching.
I can't, it's hot.
Okay, do it, do it.
Terry, speak.
In answer to Kev, it reminds me of that Napoleon Bonaparte quote. Ask not what you can't do, but ask your country what it doesn't want to do for you, but what you can do differently anyway.
Do what?
You don't know your history, Kev.
What?
I missed that class, sorry.
I don't think.
I hope you put in that in your session at the end, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, word for word.
Quote, word for word. And then a translation underneath. What on earth are you talking about, Terry?
JFK, it's like don't ask what you can do for your country, what your country can do for you. It's like, don't ask what you can't do now. What can you do instead? Yeah. You know?
Brilliant.
It's not, and it goes back to your mindset. It's like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm so depressed, I'm going to bed. Rather than, you know, I can't do that. Okay, let's figure out what I can do instead.
Yeah, I think Ian's got it. Like, what can we do with our websites? Mine needs adjusting drastically.
That was a hint, Ian.
Yeah.
She'll pay you. Shh. It's Fiona, don't swear.
Is that not something? Do you do that as well, Ian? As well as kitchens and bathrooms and all sorts of wonderfuls, pipes and gases and all sorts.
Still teaching myself, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
I do. Ian sends me some photographs of some fantastic stuff he does, and I just think, I want that bathroom. Stunning bathrooms, but yeah, it's what you can do with the time that we've got. Teresa, yes, I remember now. It was ages ago.
It's all right, Fiona. My hand like needs the exercise. You know, anything is better than nothing. So, in answer to Kev, I think that I know I said that you know, that I've got things I want to tick off and I want to walk and not just talk, but it's giving each day a bit of purpose. So, you know, finding those things that you want, like the little goals that you want to tick off for that particular day, and try. I think going from what Ali said about the sort of depressive side of things and sort of feeling a bit down on stuff, it's very easy to drop in situations like this.
Very easy.
And the first time round, I found myself jumping really quickly into another job to support my family, and I didn't really have time to sort of deal with what was going on. Everybody else was in a lockdown having a holiday and ticking off all their DIY jobs, and I was trying to manage a physical shift in Tesco's, which I wasn't used to at all, and it hurt a lot, mentally and physically. And it wasn't until sort of the end of the lockdown that I sort of started trying to improve my like health a little bit by walking to work and trying to get more exercise, and, you know, trying to sort of re-establish myself. And actually the second lockdown was more productive for me. I felt more alive. I felt like I was actually ticking stuff off. You know, I was doing stuff for myself, for my own sort of good mindset. So looking to this next one, albeit it might be 2 weeks, might be 3, could be even longer, I've got to try and get that back, the feeling I had from the second one, not from the first one. I'm not going to be able to get another job for that temporary basis, so I've got to try and make the best of what I've got. And my first tick box is to make my business more viable in whatever way I can. So finish that damn BTEC.
You love
it. That's on the list. Getting my tax return done quickly, you know, and the NLP thing, all the coaching stuff I did in the second lockdown, it hasn't gone away, but I've had to put it on the back burner because I've had to deal with my head. So, you know, trying to give each day a bit of purpose. So tomorrow is about takeaway.
Chinese or Indian?
Probably pizza if my boy's got anything to do with it. We had Chinese a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to try and stay away from that. But, you know, going out for a decent walk and getting a takeaway, that's New Year's Eve celebration. And then if I manage to do anything else, then that's all good. So that's a happy new year to everybody else. I hope you manage to find some purpose each day, and that you, like Kev said, find the stuff that you can do, not the stuff that you can't do.
Yeah.
Because it's really important, because you can drag yourself down.
Yeah.
They was giving up smoking. Tomorrow is be 8 months I haven't smoked.
Oh, well done.
8 months. Well, I just said, you know what? Shit. I've been smoking for 20 years. That's it. You know, the moment of breakthrough, and I just dropped the last cigarette and I stopped. Done.
Good. Yeah. Other expletives are available. And apologies if you're offended by those kind of words. Ali. Take lessons from Terry. He knows.
Ali, if I could not swear for an hour, you could not swear for an hour.
So you should give up smoking.
It's ways to do things, isn't it? What's that book? I came across it somewhere. 15 minutes. Break your day down into 15-minute slots or half an hour slots. And all you need to do is jot down and then just stop whatever you're doing. If you're as flighty and, you know, I find it hard to concentrate on anything for very long. So that works brilliantly for me. Just do the half an hour thing, Kev. It's right, isn't it? Half an hour and then move on. Do something else and go back to the first thing. I have loads of these in the house, which you can't see. Notice board. And I just like the dry white ones because I can tick it off and rub it out. It's done. It's gone. obliterated from my brain. I also like a paper list because then I see all the scribbles once I've completed things. But it's if I don't do those things, I don't get things done. And that has been me for the last few days, where I've got lots of things to do. I'm not doing any of them. I find it really frustrating. So I love things like this because it gives me the oomph. So I know in the next couple of days, I'll be doing a lot more. Who is it you guys call then? When you need a little bit of a boost? No, not it's not Terry. You're not going to say 0898 again, are you?
Oh, okay, sorry.
What were you going to say, Terry?
What, the full phone number? Can I ask you it out? I'll say Ghostbusters, but don't worry.
This, these things usually go so well. It was really weird because I did a family Zoom with my brother Kim the other day, all of the rest of the family. But every now and then I looked at him on Zoom and I was thinking, why does this feel so familiar? And it was my brother Kim from the Why Don't You, the blue light specials. So, but we all need somebody. I think everybody should call Ali.
I called my dad.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because he gave me so much negative thoughts. Because so much negativity, I suddenly switched to positivity and I go and do everything against what he said. You just need to talk to my dad for 5 minutes. You want to end your life. That's it. I hope he's not watching this. He's going to kill me now.
Yeah. I was going to say, if he is watching, if he's on Facebook, please let us know. We'll all friend him, Ali.
Oh my God.
He can come to us. Kev, Terry.
I'll save you, Fiona. I'll save you. I will for sure. I will. I have a theory about New Year's Eve. No, not that it's the end of the year theory, but I doubt whether looking for change on New Year's Eve is the right time of year to do it. I don't think it is the right time to do it. I think the best time of the year to make resolutions or to decide on change or for that positivity boost, I think it's the day you come back from your summer holidays. Because you've got your incentive right there. You just had 2 great weeks away, whatever. 1 week away, 2 great weeks. We've loved it. It's been such a nice change. It's fresh in your mind. That is the time of year to make your resolutions. I think they're much more likely to stick to it if you do resolutions then. In my opinion.
I like that.
I'll take tomorrow off then, shall I?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I like what you're saying. I've got you, Teresa. So, no, I think you've got a really good point, Terry. Really good point.
Wow.
I've said that out loud now. Well,
you have got witnesses.
Because I would take it even further. I think it's any time. I've not done a New Year's resolution since I was young because they never worked for me.
They don't work because it's the wrong time of year.
It's not my time to make a decision. And making a decision comes very spontaneously for me. It's just any time, it's the right time. Ali, you said when you gave up smoking, I had a very odd time for that for me. So it was all oh, that's by the end of that packet of tobacco then. And it was quite scary, but it was also very invigorating. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. Teresa.
Going on what Terry said, and I know what you're saying about the holiday thing. You come back feeling really refreshed, unless it's 2020, of course. But I think going with what Fiona said, I don't necessarily think any time, but I think too much emphasis is put on that New Year's Eve / New Year's Day. Right, from this point forwards, I'm going to lose stone, or, you know, I'm going to stop eating chocolate, or I'm going to do dry January, or whatever it happens to be. You know, I'm going to run every day. You know, those resolutions that aren't necessarily realistic, and they put pressure on you. So I think going from what I've learned from Kev, actually, when we were doing the business mastermind thing, those little SWOT analyses, just little things like that, just regularly, just, you don't have to write everything down, but just having that in your mind, right? What could I change today that's realistic, that I'm actually going to try and stick to, that I could feasibly stick to? You know, even if it's just a way that you think. So doing that gratitude log type thing, you know, going to bed each night and going, right, 5 things I'm happy about today, or 5 things I'm grateful for, you know, and just little changes that you can make that aren't necessarily those big fundamental, you know, I'm going to give this up, or I'm going to take this up, or whatever. If you find that point in your life where you go, I need to do this now, then that's fine. But like you said, it can be any time. It doesn't have to be regimented. It doesn't have to be New Year's Eve. It doesn't have to be New Year's Day. It could be any time you like, and regularly.
Absolutely. Brilliant. I think it's your go, Kev.
I just think as well, you know, you've got to want to do it. Because if you don't really want to do it and you're not committed to do it, you ain't going to do it. You know, you go back to the giving up smoking. If you actually enjoy smoking, but you give up because you know it's bad for you, but you actually enjoy it, are you actually going to be successful in it?
No.
When you give up something, you've got to want to give it up, or there's got to be a reason behind why you're doing it. If you give up smoking because you can see that you're going to be able to buy this car, or you'll be able to get this, that's your reason and your motivation to carry you forward. So when people make New Year's resolutions like, I'm going to lose a stone over the next month, they don't actually want to lose that stone because they don't actually want it that bad. They might actually want to do it, but do they actually really want it? Not really. You might want to give up alcohol.
We don't really want to give up alcohol. We're precious. My little precious. My other precious.
So Terry's never going to give up the bottle. He's always going to be on the bottle. But that's the reason I believe, you know, people do stuff because they don't really want to do it. And it's the same, you know, we've all had it in driving as well. You know, those people that don't actually really want to drive. They've got to find that reason why they want to learn to drive. What does it give them? And then they're more likely to actually do it.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing with the smoking. Even in terms of NLP, changing the words. Giving up something means you lose it. Stopping something. Changing a habit. Stopping smoking is very different to giving up smoking. Very different. So the power of the word, the power of the brain, the power of humans, you know, I'm a weak person. I always think I'm a weak person, but if a decision has been made and it feels like an internal thing I have no control over, I would go along with it. But sometimes I look back and I think, actually, I did that. Ooh, how weird. And you find you've done things. And you think, oh, I would have said I wouldn't be strong enough to do that. Mm-hmm. Definitely wouldn't be strong enough. So I think it's all in the words, and it's all how you think about things. Go on, Ali.
I agree with the Kev completely, because people, it doesn't matter what they need. If they don't want, they are not going to do it. You know, I gave up smoking so many times. And then again, as soon as we had a party, I started smoking. You know, after a few days, again, I started smoking. But my son came to me in March, and he said, you know, he really wants to be like me. You know, he literally copies everything I do, right? And he said to me, Dad, when can I start smoking? I said, what? What do you mean, when can you start smoking? He said, I want to be like you. So I said, but the smoking is really bad for you. He said, so if you saying the smoking is bad for me, why do you smoke yourself? I said, because that's a bad habit I have. He said, you just said it's a bad habit. If it's a bad habit, can't you change it? And I start thinking, whoa, he's only 12, 13 years old, right? he's telling me I can't change the habit. I replace the habit. Terry knows if I don't have this, I feel like a smoker. But I literally bought one of these beads, and every time I feel like I want to smoke, I get these beads and I do some meditation, and that replaced my bad habit of smoking.
Yeah.
I haven't given up. I just replaced it with something better.
Yeah. Yeah. Terry.
I'm just glad my boys don't want to drink yet.
Oh, Terry, trust me. They've been watching you for a long time. I said to him, how do you know I smoke? Because I used to think he doesn't know. I go outside the house behind the alleyway and I smoke there. He's been watching me through the cameras. Every time I went outside, he's been putting the camera on here and watching me to see what I'm doing behind the alley.
I used to do that with my dad.
And what were you doing behind Ali? Fair with you.
You've been smoking behind Ali, Linda?
I used to think my dad didn't know, but he did.
They always know, Linda.
I was always hiding. I was even about 45 and I was still hiding when my dad used to come with a cigarette. He knew.
Yeah, something to do when you breathed out enough.
Oh no, I had mints for that.
There's a brilliant book for anyone who is interested in stopping smoking. There's a really brilliant book. A friend of mine gave up or stopped smoking 3 times before she found that book. So I can put it in the thread if anyone is interested. There are some really brilliant resources out there for anyone who wants to change something, but the change has to come from within. It's like everything else. The desire to drive a car, the desire to stop the bottles, Terry. It comes from somewhere. What have you got in your glass, Linda? Lovely Linda.
You won't believe it. It's Coke.
With nothing else in it?
Nothing in it. No, just Coke Zero.
I've got orange in the bottom of my glass.
How's it going down?
Too quick.
Oh, it's nearly gone.
It's mulled wine with a bit of extra kick in it.
Nice.
It is, actually. It is. Yeah, Teresa.
I mean, not that it's completely related, but on the non-smoking thing, my other half gave up a couple of times, to be fair. But one of the times he gave up, he said that he read this particular book and it told him to spark up. You know, it said, right, now you're sitting comfortably, we shall begin, sort of thing. Right, light yourself a fag then. And you know, it was basically telling him to do what he does. And he said that, you know, it just completely changed his mindset because it was tapping into him as a person, and it's like, you want it, so you do it. Yeah. And then sort of changed the way that he thought about it as he was doing it. I won't sort of divulge the name or author at the moment, but I'm sure that it will come. But but it worked for him. And actually, he did start again.
What we used to drive, is it what we used to teach in with 2 R's?
Yes, maybe. Yes. But anyway,
yeah, same book. Yeah.
But interestingly, he started again, and the next time he gave up was because the kids and myself, basically made him feel so damn uncomfortable about doing it. He just thought, well, there's no way for me here. I've got to give up because it's like basically messing with my life. You know, the kids didn't want anything to do with him because he stank, you know, and things like that. It's just like it, and it was a nasty habit, and they were becoming rather vigilante about it, like as little ones, you know, they were like, you can't be doing that, it's not good for you. A bit like what, you know, maybe not quite the reverse psychology.
If this is your technical support that was just helping you, be careful what you say now.
He's not here at the moment. He's in the kitchen cooking my dinner. But but you know, it does it like we've said before, though, it's a mindset thing, isn't it? It's whatever it is that you want to change, it's about having the right mindset. I mean, my head's going, all of you guys are making me feel lifted right now. You know, you're making me feel like it's good to be here. And in my head, I'm going, what can I do tomorrow that's going to make a difference to me? You know, I went for a run a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoyed it, but we haven't been able to go out again because of the whole sort of COVID thing. I could go on my own, but it just happened to be with some other people. Great. Could I do that tomorrow? by myself or drag the other half out and like get him to give me some company? Yeah, probably. And it's now a case of how do I formulate that plan and not make an excuse not to do it. So that's what's going through my mind at the moment. I'm formulating the plan and trying to reject the excuses, which I'm very, very good at making. It's just like, you know, so it'd be interesting to see what the weather's like. But yeah, I think I love what Ali said about his son saying, I want to be like you. Because a few years ago, I'd lost 3.5, 4 stone. I was doing triathlons and aquathons, and the photos keep coming back on the Facebook, and I keep looking at myself going, that's what you became. And then the wheels fell off a little bit, and they've kept falling off. And I keep thinking I could still be like that, or I could be better than that. And then I think to myself, what was the turning point last time? And when am I going to get to that point this time where I go, that's enough? And every day you sort of go, I could make myself better. I could make myself better. And like I said, the excuses are there. So I you know, it's finding that motivation, which obviously is the next one. So I'm not going to go there.
Funnily enough, isn't it interesting how we are so addicted and how the process just works? When we talk about cheering for the new year, how we can't avoid talking about the motivation that we're going to need to find. This is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Ali, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I just wondering if any of your viewers on Facebook are the same. You ask everybody, what do you really want in 2021? And I wonder, none of you here said, I want a lot of money. Fair enough, all of you want kindness, want niceness, you want love and care and all is fine. But is exactly the same thing true? If you don't ask for it, you are not going to get it. Now, I learned in my life, if you ask for money, you're a bad person. My mom always said, people with money, they are assholes. They are this, they are sorry for my language, but that's exactly what she said to me. So never ask for money. You're going to be a bad person. Everybody's going to hate you. Until I read Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, and I realized I need to ask for it. So I have gratitude. Thank you for what I have. And I want more. Why do I want more? The intention is very important because I want to be able to give more people. There are people out there, they can't make money. They don't have the skill for it. I have the skill for it. I make more so I can give more, because giving more, it makes my heart happy. Because I'm not going to take it anywhere with myself, right? But if you don't ask for it, you're not going to make it. I just wonder how many of you really deep down inside you ask yourself, I want to make more money this year. Very rare people ask that from themselves. And that's why you don't follow it. That's why your mind doesn't actually take you there to make more money, because you don't ask for it. You know, you ask for help, okay, you're going to be healthy. You ask for kindness, you're going to be kind. You know, you're going to ask for care, you're going to have more care in you. But also ask for money if you really want to have more money. Don't hide it.
That's the question, though, isn't it, Ali?
Yeah, some people don't want to.
Yeah.
I went to the monk. I went to the monk guy, and I said to him, like, you know, I want to help people. He said to me, sit there for half an hour, just look at the wall. I sat there for 10 minutes. I found it really boring. He said, you can't be a monk, so you can't help people the way I help people, but you can help people in a different way. I said, what do? He said, you know how to make money. Go and make money and give the money to charity or to people like us, so we can go down the ground and help other people. Because I simply couldn't sit down, look at the wall, and reflect on my behavior. It was so boring. I'd rather look at the chart and press the button. Everybody's different, you know.
Well, you know, the problem there, Ali, is you needed to change your behavior, and then you really would have had a lot to think about. Ask Terry and me later. Was it Terry and I? Anyway.
I love how Fiona wash you and put you on the band.
Always.
I always, yes. Kev is when I get stuck for something to say, and Terry is when I want to have a go at someone. Terry, what were you going to say?
I found Teresa's book that she was talking about. I mean, just here, and I'm just reading it. It's really good.
Oh.
It's really good, Teresa. I'm going to read it some more.
I'm glad it worked for you.
Yeah.
It's not a quick read, Terry.
No?
Terry, aren't you supposed to have a paper bag around that? Oh, sorry, wrong country.
Funnily enough, they brought out a sequel. I'm thinking, why do you need a sequel if the first one's so successful? But we won't, I'm not suggesting
Good point.
That book, Teresa, what I liked when my friend read it was she said, I was turn the pages, and I was so good. I just want to do it now. I really want to stop smoking now. I'm going to stop smoking now. And then she said, I turned the page and it said, you probably want to stop right now, but don't do it. Go out and have another cigarette. And it really just, it's a clever book. I wonder if there's other versions. It's almost.
What you mean, a drinking one? We could do with that one in our house as well. And that's not for me. I don't drink, she says, on the second glass of wine.
Yeah. Well, it was suggested that I be very careful with it. All I've got left is the fruit at the bottom of my mulled wine. So could it be Pimm's? We're coming up for the 25 past. Has anyone got any lasting thoughts? Because the next time we convene, I'll come to you in a sec, Kev. Teresa first, and then Kev.
I think my message is like to the Why Don't You crew, that I want to thank you for keeping me relatively sane during 2020, and I look forward to spending more time with you guys in 21. If that's a goal, then great. If it isn't, then be what it be. I think that it's you've done a fabulous job, and you're all great people. So funny, amusing, driven, lots of decent messages behind what you say. There's some subliminal, some direct, and I can't thank you enough for that. And for anybody who's actually out there watching, whatever you choose to do in 2021, make sure it's what you want to do and not what you feel forced to do. Make your decisions because you want to make those decisions and not because you feel you have to. And I wish everybody the best.
What a lovely thing. Love that. Love that. Thank you, Teresa. Cheers.
If you did want to just, show your gratitude, money full of envelopes and stuff, subliminal.
Money full of envelopes.
I mean, envelopes full of money.
It may have escaped your notice, Terry, but we've just gone into another flipping lockdown, and I can't work.
Postman's still working. He can deliver.
It may have lost your attention, but Terry is now starting to drink.
Speak to Ali. He can make money.
Absolutely. Kev, before that, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we've all got the opportunity to sort of like, things aren't happening the way we want, but surround yourself with people that you are going to make you feel better and, positive and all that. And there's loads of people. There's not just us. There's loads of people out there that can do that to you, but just find those people and get in touch with them and stay in touch. Even if it's a little call saying, how are you doing today? That's, I think, it's quite nice to do as well. Yeah. And it doesn't cost anything, that one either. So
no,
I can charge for it if you want me to, but I don't mind.
So are you trying to make money, Kev, or what?
I'm gonna when I do a next challenge, I'm gonna charge people for it. Yeah. If they don't do the challenge, I'm gonna charge them. Looking at no one in particular.
Cost me a bloody fortune.
Oh look, some of us have gone.
How to get rid of people in one easy move.
Yeah, brilliant. Does anyone else want to say anything to the big wide world of the Why Don't You Facebook viewer panel?
Thank you for having me here. And even though if I come across, I am not sympathetic toward people, I am very sympathetic. Every night I talk to lots of people who they feel down, they want to talk to just somebody, reach out. My job is, to teach people, the skill of God, but also beneath me, there's a human being. So it's not just about me selling. I am actually a human being as well and helping a lot of people. So if you feel like you need to, talk to somebody, or you need somebody to help you with your plan for the future, maybe you feel overwhelmed. Where do I start? Right? I don't charge people for this stuff. Literally most of my time is going for free to talk to people for this stuff. So reach out, because sometimes it feels really overwhelmed. You want to do something, but you don't know where to start, and I don't mind to help you to press that button.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's loads of people that do that kind of thing. Neil.
Hello.
What's coming on our calendar?
What's coming? We've got some exciting coaching for comfort. We've got standards check surgeries, all that we charge for, though.
But, yeah, we will all be talking to Alex. That's the trouble.
That's it, yeah, he's been persuading us, hasn't he? So, but no, come and get involved with what we've got going on in the new year as well. It's well worth it.
I think we offer something different in terms of being in a group of people and having coaching conversations surrounding standards checks and things. I think, as you guys were saying, go to the people that you feel comfortable with. Find a set of people. If we're not the right ones, then find the right ones for you. But if we are the right ones, we're very happy. And I'm really looking forward to those getting going a little bit more. No one else has put their thumbs up. I think it's your money full of envelopes quote from Terry, Kev. I don't know how on earth you're going to do his Napoleon quote, which was diabolical, and the money full of envelopes. Let's have a summary.
I never seen Kev speechless. That's quite amazing seeing him.
It's rubbing off on you, Ali. You see, it's rubbing off. You couldn't even finish a sentence there, could you? That's the problem. You see, it's called the Terry effect. If you've never been accustomed to the Terry effect, this is what happens.
Trust me, I have to deal with him every day in the class when I'm teaching.
I don't know how you do it, Ali.
It's actually been misspelt all these years. It used to be, people used to think it was terror. People would have terror of certain things. Actually, it's terry of certain things. There you go.
I was known when I was a kid as Terry the Terror. So very good, Fiona.
Yeah, yeah, it hasn't changed then, has it?
I would have called you something else, but it wouldn't have been that.
Would it rhyme with terror?
I was called fee perishing owner, Terry. So very similar. Ed,
so what happened today? We talked about positivity, embracing change, exciting, the only way is up, motivation. Some of us are looking for retirement. Independence. Some of us are going independent as well, so it's all looking good. Time, looking for some time, creating time for ourselves, and walking the walk.
Ali. If you're looking for time, reach out to Ali. Ali teach you how to make the time.
Walking the walk and not talking the talk, so actually getting things done this year as well. But at the same time, being grateful, changing mindset. There was a simplified version of what Napoleon said. If you can't do that, but what can you do? And then Napoleon came in with his quote that, well, it was just like, what's happened now? I wasn't too sure what was going on, who was actually talking at that point, but it was one of those quotes that I probably go, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was... I was speechless again, but there you go. But whatever you do in 2021, have a purpose, no excuses, and surround yourself with people that are going to help you and make you more positive in the new year, make things happen, because there is loads of opportunity out there. You just got to go and find it. Because it's probably in the places you least expect it.
Lots of opportunity. Well done, kid. That was brilliant.
Thank you very much, Ali. Notice, Terry.
Well, right out of my mouth. Thank you, Kev. That was brilliant.
Thank you, Fiona.
Thank you, Kev. That was brilliant.
Thank you, Terry.
So what we've got is the next why don't you motivate? So motivate, so it's internal and external. Maybe it's up to you. It's what you bring to it. That's number 38. It's on the 14th of January, 14th of January 2021 at 6:30 in the evening. if anyone can see that, it says Happy New Year on it, but you can't see it.
Subliminal, we can't, you know, it's there.
It is there. I can do it upside down.
Hey, how come it's working when it's upside down, but it's not?
Because I've got the black around it.
Okay.
And as soon as I go, it just, do you see what I mean? So it's because I've got the black around it. It does say Happy New Year. There you go. I really wanted to say Happy New Year. I really think, and I think I say it from one and all of us, have a wonderful New Year tomorrow. Some of us are working in the morning. Zoom, 2 Zooms for me. Next year, motivating myself, and I'm looking forward to finding out how to do that. I say from all of us, thank you very much. Where's my end live on Facebook? Thank you guys. Happy New Year. Wish them all a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy.